Alright, so this is a different kind of video. I was going to be talking about the Habs win over Tampa Bay in Game 1, but something happened this past Sunday, actually. So, if you guys haven't watched WrestleMania 42, you weren't missing much on the Saturday. It was the Sunday that is what got people talking. I said in my prediction video that Obafemi was going to defeat Brock Lesnar, to which he did. Brock Lesnar lost to Obafemi within just shy of 5 minutes. It was a quick match. Granted, a lot of the matches were pretty quick, which I'm not going to get into that. But what I didn't predict and what happened was Brock Lesnar taking off his gloves and his boots and calling it a career. So this video, I'm just going to talk about Brock. His career within the WWE. I'm not going to talk about the controversy with Janelle Grant or his stuff with UFC or I might bring up New Japan a little bit, but I want to bring up his WWE career because his career in professional wrestling is finished. Brock retired at WrestleMania, and it was Obafemi, the rookie, in his WrestleMania debut, being the one to retire him, not Gunther. I'm happy for that. I'm happy that it was a young up-and-comer to retire Brock, but I didn't expect it to happen. Now, Brock Lesnar this is his 25th year in the business, and he has 25 years of just pure dominance. One of the youngest WWE champions. Debuted the night after WrestleMania X8, or 18. Defeated the likes of The Rock, The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Goldberg, Roman Reigns, Kurt Angle. He faced a lot of those guys. John Cena, there's another one. He's had memorable moments, which we'll get to my favorite moment of his. And I didn't think his career was going to end just like that. I personally thought he was going to retire in August in his hometown. SummerSlam is emanating from the U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is his home. I know I mentioned his kids, especially Duke Lesnar. I mentioned him. But this guy's done it all. He's done everything in the WWE. He has. Former WWE champion, multi-time world champion. A 2-time Royal Rumble winner, a King of the Ring winner. This guy is the one in 21-1. And his career is over. Lesnar, in his younger days, was an amazing wrestler. Dude's still athletic as all hell. But again, he got older. Dude's 48 years old. He's 48. I had a feeling this was going to be his final year. I just didn't think it was going to be that soon. Right after AJ. Right after AJ Styles. Literally 3 months after AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar retires. And then we got another retirement match coming up. Ray. He gave us some memorable moments, I can tell you that much. He did. In his 25-year career. The one I'll never forget was WrestleMania 19. That shooting star press. He used to do it back in OVW. He used to do the shooting star press in his rookie years. He even did it on a dark match in the WWF. He debuted in the WWF. Again, as I said, the Raw after WrestleMania 18. And his thing was just pure dominance. Hell, one of his things was Here Comes the Pain, which ended up becoming the title of one of the greatest SmackDown games. One of the greatest wrestling games in general. Next to No Mercy. To which he was the cover athlete of it. Left in 2004. Went to New Japan Pro Wrestling after his stint in the NFL, which didn't really work out so well. Had a banger of a match against Kurt Angle, one of his biggest rivals. Then took over the UFC. I know I just said I wasn't going to mention NFL or UFC, but I had to bring up that. Then to come back in 2012, the Raw after WrestleMania. How fitting. How fitting for him. Debuts up during the Raw after Mania, returns during the Raw after Mania. Had some great matches in his return against the likes of John Cena, Triple H, The Undertaker, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. There's another one. But he was, again, like I mentioned earlier, he beat the streak, which was another big moment. That was another big moment for him. Then he left. He left in 2020. Came back in 2022. I believe it was 2020. No, it was 2021. Came back the following year. At SummerSlam. At the end of SummerSlam. After the ending of the main event match, he came back out. Left again in 2023. He was supposed to come back in 2024 to set up a match with Gunther for the Intercontinental title. That didn't come to be. I'm not going to mention why. It wasn't until last year, after John Cena was defeated by Cody Rhodes. We heard his music. He came back. To a massive ovation, too. I know there were some people not liking that, which, to each his own. He came back. He had a match against John Cena, squashed Cena, went into War Games, and then we get to the Royal Rumble, where he eliminates Oba Femi. There was a moment between him and Oba, between Brock and Oba. He eliminates him. Then gets eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance. He wanted out of there. Issued an open challenge. And it was Oba to accept it. From what I heard, Oba Femi was handpicked by Brock Lesnar to retire him. So we weren't going to get the career killer to do it. So thank God for that. And then we get to WrestleMania, where Oba Femi utterly dominates Brock Lesnar in the passing of the torch. From being the guy to beat The Rock. And this was 2002 Rock. Right after his win against Hulk Hogan. To putting a banger match at WrestleMania 19. To win his worst match against Goldberg at WrestleMania 20. To his amazing match against Triple H at WrestleMania 29. To beating the streak at WrestleMania 30. The birth of Suplex City, SummerSlam 2014, where he utterly dominated John Cena. To now just being Brock Lesnar. What's next for him? It's obvious. The 2027 Hall of Fame. I want you guys to let me know what you think. Is he going to be the host of SummerSlam? I think he will. I think he's going to make one more appearance at SummerSlam in a suit, be the host, and then we see The Undertaker come out and tell him that he's the first inductee into the 2027 WWE Hall of Fame. It sucks. First Goldberg, then John Cena, then AJ Styles, now Brock Lesnar. We only got 2 more active from the Ruthless Aggression era in WWE. Soon to be just 1. As Rey Mysterio is also retiring this year. Clash in Italy is where he's retiring. Man. Anyone that grew up watching those guys, your childhood's basically coming to an end. But that's it for this one. Have a good one. Thank you, Brock, for 25 years of dominance.